Let's do 8 simple studies to improve your drawing and your painting. Here I have a piece of graphite. You can use a pencil, and I'm doing a lovely gestural drawing. I'm actually taking my time over this because often I would tell you to do a 15-second gestural drawing. But what I've started with here is the vase was the center point, and then I just go for the roses. So I look at them like they are just big buds, so circles, and then I've got lovely little swirls in the inside of them. Forgetting about the leaves for now, I'm just focusing on the flowers. And then once I plant all of the flowers down, just nice and loose, just letting the pencil, there's no lighter shade on this at the minute. We just take our time going up and over it, so we're capturing that negative space. You'll see here I actually can't avoid the lovely shadow that you can see when you look at the vase on the right hand side of the screen. So this is our first really simple gestural drawing. You will see there that the pencil, I do lift it and set it back down, and what I'm doing is filling in now the leaves. So the leaves are just shapes again. They're just areas. If you can actually zone in on one part of the leaves, and you will see that there's little triangles or there's little circles, and that is our number one. So it's a gestural drawing, but it's a little bit longer than a 15-second one. So this is over a minute. Now what we're doing this time is we are just keeping the pencil in contact with the page. What this does is it allows you to just get a feel for the negative space. So that's the space around the flowers. And it's lovely because you can't lift and drop. So instead what you do is you just trust your instinct. You lean heavier in areas where you want it to be darker. And then you just make your lovely swirls of the flowers, the inside, like a little cinnamon swirl. And then I'm going back down over the vase again and just letting myself fill in a few little leaves there. So you just keep looking at your subject matter when you're doing this. So you do not lift the pencil off the page, and you'll see you just revisit and push it in further in, and then we have this lovely definite. Now, this one's really fun. So you attach a pencil, or here a great piece of graphite pencil, to a paintbrush or to a stick. Often with students in my studio, I just get a stick from outside. Now what this does is this automatically creates difference from you and your hand, so you can't get too involved. And then you just look how much freer I am with this. You'll see that it's a lighter mark on the page as well. And I just people find it so difficult because once you actually lift it off the page to put it back on, you lose your way. So keeping contact is really good from the one before because now you're used to it. Also, the more we repeat and we progress, then the better we get. So this is our third drawing of the same subject matter. Therefore, our brain is used to it. You'll just see, look, I'm much more confident in how I apply the marks. And then I'm going back over and I'm visiting and just pushing in the dark areas because the dark areas go further away and the light ones will stay in the foreground. So it's a really fun one here because with the graphite pencil, it's very thick that I have, but it's exactly the same effect whenever you have a pencil on here. So you'll see I'm actually feeling so confident. I'm putting in a little bit of shading. I really enjoy this actually. It suits my personality and you will enjoy it too because it really keeps you free rein. I'm clearly chewing gum here, but this one is where you stare at the subject matter, and this is called a blind drawing. So you may as well keep your pencil attached to the page because once you lift it up, you'll lose your way. But you get this real feeling of you can't see your page. So what you're doing is you're just making yourself focus on the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. And look at how fun it is. Already you can see we're getting looser. Now you're going to bring in the paint. So you've got black and white paint. We're going to mix 3 shades of grey. This is your super quick tonal value lesson. So I've made a mid-range grey in the center. Now I'm mixing a darker grey using more of the black. And then I'm going for a lighter grey by adding in white. So your two primary colours, as in the two parent colours, were black and white. And we're going straight in, and the idea with this one is you use your three colours to put what you see there. So it doesn't really matter if you don't get full light and shade straight away, but there what I've done is it's obviously darker on the left hand side of the vase, so the left hand side is dark, the right hand side is lighter. I'm using that same colour to plant in, same as before. We go back to the repetition of those roses. Now I'm mixing this dark colour again, so we start to get real depth. Don't be scared. See the way I've got really dark on there? All you're doing is using three shades. So let it be really dark and let it be really light. You don't need to overthink. This is a good, quick lesson in tonal value, in light, middle, and dark. And then I'm also getting in the nice little shadow there, so get that in nice and early. Now we're going for our lighter shade, which is just going to be the center of the roses. I am using a flat brush here, so I'm just pushing the color in, not too worried about detail, but you can tell that it's a beautiful vase and there's flowers of some sort. Then you can use your darker colors to add in their little swirls, your little cinnamon swirl details. And all of this makes you a better painter for when we get to the next stage. Just adding in little extras. That brush is a big brush as well, so do use a larger brush for this quick one because this is only a minute or two long. You'll see for the first there, I've actually added in the vase is sitting on, you can see the line underneath. So we have this nice, it's not floating in midair. So now you're going to do is you're going to add that light grey, a bit of white to it, and then just fully block out your next page in a colour, in a white light colour already. So there's no pencil involved in this. This is just using, changing the base colour, so changing the background so it already has shade on it, and then doing a nice gestural painting using a middle grey. You will see as well here, I'm kind of doing it in reverse of the light and the shade, but it's really just another way to, I think whenever you get to number 6, and whenever I find with students, by the time you get to number 6, when we change the background, it just changes your perspective. So now let's move on to real colour. We've just mixed green using blue and yellow. You can find all my colour demos on the website, on my YouTube. And I'm going straight in with no sketch of the vase, no pencil, but we're adding in green for the leaves immediately. So we're getting rid of the mass of green. And by now, we're so used to where the green is and where the flowers are, you'll see that I just pointed it immediately on there. We added a little bit of white to our green, and we made it like a lovely toothpaste colour. If you use more blue with a little bit of yellow and a lot of white, you get that nice colour. Now we're mixing red with white. And we're not going to get caught up in the detail of the roses, but we do want there to be depth of field. So that is just, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Putting on big chunks of pink. Commit to it. These are your studies, which are going to make you a better painter. Look, you can already see that the little tiny ones are exact, like they're just the same placement as what you can see here in real life on the right hand side of the screen. Now we're going to mix that nice cream. So you will change, you'll have to make like a lemon yellow, and then you add in quite a bit of white and a little bit of grey to make this. Because we're doing quick studies, it will pick up the pink paint, but that's okay. Stick with it because look at that lovely quick study of our roses in paint. Now on to the final one. So we're just using whatever is left on my brush. We're adding water to it. Look, I'm using every colour on my plate. This is my most fun thing to do, as you know. And I'm just finishing it with a really loose, fun, abstract depiction of our roses. That is going to make you a better painter. It's going to improve how you look at what you do, and you're going to love it.